Top 10 Most Dangerous Countries in the World. Number 10. Mexico. Mexico is the 11th populous and 13th largest independent country in the world. Though the country is well developed, it is highly unsafe for livelihood. Here, the armed trafficking and drug dealing is very common, which helps an easy way for smuggling drugs. Murders have drastically increased, which put the country at greatest risk. The major crimes include drug dealing, armed trafficking, kidnapping, murders, rapes, sexual harassment, and street violence. Number 9. North Korea. Unlike other countries' threat that are based on external threats and terrorism, North Korea's threat is created by its own government in terms of cruel policies and rules. After separation of North Korea from South Korea, the North Korea has been ruled by oppressive totalitarian dictatorship, being one of the creepiest stuff in the country. Every aspect of daily life activity is controlled by the North Korean government, making the citizens impossible to feel the peace. Number 8. USA. USA, though is the most powerful country in the world, is also considered as the dangerous country around the world. The violence in USA is increasing day by day and is the major concern for the government of USA. The third most populated country with the world's leading economy itself is facing a sharp increase in terrorism and street crimes. The major crimes occurring in USA generally include smuggling, rapes, murder, manslaughter, and robbery. Number 7. India. India is the only country with thousands of cultures and hundreds of languages that has been influenced by a history that is several millennia old. However, though the country is proud to have many cultures, there has been a massive and destructive restlessness in the country. The crimes have increased so drastically that for every hour there are about 3 to 4 crimes happening across the state. The terrorism have always been a major concern for India, and yet unable to control due to corruption all over the place. Crimes generally include physical harassment, child labor, rapes, murders, and terrorism. Number 6. Iraq. Iraq is under heavy threat of external crimes and terrorism, which has become a challenging role for the government of Iraq. The harmony in the country is extremely low and the people spend whole of their life without peace. Due to terrorism and civil war, there have been countless deaths and evacuations. The dispute between Sunni and Shia continues to divide the national culturally due to the shared border with Syria. Number 5. Pakistan. Pakistan is the 6th most populated country in the world and is one of the major contributors against the terrorism. There have been more than 35,000 kills right from 2001 due to terrorism, civil war, and crimes. The wars between Pakistan and India also have led to devastating breakdown in peace, which have caused both of them to indulge in rivalry acts since decades. Majority adults in Pakistan are influenced by harmful people, which decide their path towards wrong direction. The major crimes such as robbery, rapes, physical abuse, acid attacks, and child labor have increased in recent days. Number 4. Somalia. Somalia is one of the most beautiful countries in the world, but unfortunately is ruined by terrorism and civil war. The country is not only hit by crimes, but also is very poor in terms of economy, and the situation seems uncontrollable for the government of Somalia. The threats majorly include kidnapping, sexual abuses, rapes, and civil war. There have been no visitors from other countries to Somalia since 14 years due to the cruel crimes across the state. The major concern of the country also includes the unemployment, being one of the causes for the crime. Number 3. Afghanistan. Afghanistan has a population of about 31 million people and 90% of them are restless due to terrorism in the state. Afghanistan is highly dangerous since it hosts majority of the world's terrorists. The famous terrorist group Al-Qaeda resides in Afghanistan in larger number, making the state more lethal to live in any region. Crimes generally include terrorism, civil war, mass murder, suicide bombing, and sexual harassment. The US forces had occupied Afghanistan to execute big shots of Al-Qaeda, which further ruined the peace of the country. Number 2. Sudan. Sudan is considered as one of the most extremely dangerous countries in the world. The peace in Sudan is nowhere due to civil war between rebel groups and various religious communities. They indulge in many criminal activities like smuggling, rapes, sexual harassment and ambush that give zero tolerance to life. Due to criminal activities all over the state, there have been fatal impacts even on tourist spots. Sudan claims to have many top-notch criminals, being one of the biggest threats for the country and also have claimed millions of deaths till date. Number 1. Syria. Syria is the most dangerous country in the world, which accounts for the maximum terrorism, civil wars, and street crimes. There have been about 220,000 deaths in Syria till date due to the Syrian civil war. The conflicts between the ISIS militants and the government forces have always created restlessness for the locals to live in across Syrian regions. There is no clue for the word peace in the Syria due to devastating war, and there is no assurance of life security in the country.